In this video, we're going to take a look at how to join the Gizmos class so that you can do Gizmos activity, which are basically virtual labs in the science environment. So to join, you'd usually be given a handout like this, and the handout has all the instructions for what you need to do. All you have to do is read everything step by step, and I find that the biggest hurdle to not being able to join is just students not reading where everything is, because they usually don't know where the class code is. And for the class code, you simply look step 2, here's the class code. So I'm going to copy that. Well, I can't copy it for some reason. I'm going to remember that code, or I can just write it down by hand here. I'm going to get 2xc6hq. That'll be my code that I'm going to be using. So my step 1 is I'm going to go to this website here. And let me just keep that open here. And once I'm there, I'm going to put in my code, which is 2xc6hq. So class code is 2xc6hq. I'm going to click next. And it's going to tell me that I want to enroll into this particular class, which is period 4, grade 10, taught by Mr. Yafrate, or it might be a different teacher depending on who your teacher is. And it says confirm the class you wish to enroll in as a student. If you don't have an Explore Learning user account, you can create a student account here. So if you already have an account, just click here and use the account that you already have. If you don't have an account, say you want to create a new account. So if I want to create a new account, I'll just click on that, log in there, and I'll start putting in my information. So I'll just call myself test student. You don't have to put an email in, it's not required for students. My username will be test student 1. Oh, that's already in use. Test student 12, also in use. 1, 2, 3, already in use. Let's put test students 1, 2, 3, 4, money. Cannot have special characters. Already in use. 1, 2, 3, already in use. Let's see. Test student tab. Not in use. Okay? So test student tab. I'm just going to make that my password as well. So test student tab is my username and it's my password. And I'm going to submit. And once I've submitted, not now, I'm now part of the class, period 4, grade 10. You'll see that different teachers have different gizmos added to their roster of classes or of virtual labs. You're going to be in this particular activity working on cell structure. So you're going to click on cell structure. You're going to click on launch. And once you click on launch, it's going to start to load. And this is the gizmos here. What do you do once you're here? Well, you're also going to be given this handout, either online or in person, of this gizmos activity. And you're essentially going to go through this handout and use the gizmos here to complete the handout. The first page you'll see is more so of a prior knowledge. So before you're using the gizmos, you're answering some questions. And then you go to the Gizmos warm-up. So you'll see the cell structure gizmo allows you to look at typical animal cell, plant cell, and bacterial cell under the microscope. On the animal cell tab, click sample to take a sample of the animal cell. On the drop-down menu, select centriole. So it said animal cell tab, which is where I am. I click sample to get an animal cell. And then there's a drop-down menu. So see, I'm practicing my reading skills. I'm going to click on centriole. And then it says, find the centrioles, highlighted in green. Make a sketch of the centrioles in the space below. Either hand draw in the space below or edit using drawing tools. So you're going to try to find the centrioles. They're highlighted in green here. You can click on those. Right here, you can zoom in if you want some more. And what's interesting is if you zoom in some more, click on centriole. You can move your cell around up and down here. Oops, let's go back this way. You can zoom in more because it's like you're in a microscope. And if you want to get a better view of the centriole, you can find them further like this when you're zoomed in a little bit more as well. Now, the gizmo doesn't tell you to do that, but you can explore by clicking buttons. It's a nice virtual simulator that allows you to see what things look like under the microscope. You're going to read the description of the centrioles and you'll figure out what their function is. So you'll see these bundles of microtubules play a role in organizing the movement of chromosomes during cell division. So don't just copy by looking, try to read it and understand it. It says they're bundles of microtubules. You might not know what that is, but you can go look that up if you want. But their role, their function, is to organize the movement of chromosomes, which is basically like DNA when the cell is dividing. So you've now seen how to select the type of cell, get a sample of the cell, and then also select the organelle. And so you're basically going to do that same approach for the remainder of this Gizmos. So you're going to have animal cell exploration, you're going to have plant cell exploration, and prokaryotic cell exploration. Then, once you're done this, you're going to do this by hand. You can type it as well if you'd like. I prefer you do it by hand, but it all depends on what your teacher specifications are. Once you're done this, under your account, because it has to be your account, under your account, you're going to complete the assessment questions below. So these are multiple choice questions that you can answer after you're done the Gizmos. I wouldn't answer them before because you're using the Gizmos to learn, and then after the Gizmos you're going to check your understanding using these 5 multiple choice questions. There should be no issues here. You read the questions, you answer them, and then you click check your answers. That leads you to submitting it. What's important is that when you do create your student account, I know who you are, because this is going to generate your answers and I have to see that you actually did it. And the nice thing about checking your answers when you're done is that you'll get a range, you'll get feedback based on your answers. So either it's right or it's wrong, and if it's wrong, why is it wrong? So that is how you join Gizmos. That's how you'll be completing the cell structures Gizmos. And going forward, if you have other Gizmos, you're going to log in using your username and password. You'll already be in my class. And you can see other Gizmos that are there within my class. So please make sure that you remember your username and password going forward. And if you already have one, you can use the same one. Just make sure you join using the enroll code that's over here.